They said they wanted power.
Oh, awesome.
Zaba, Zakalush, Kalamatskalo.
Welcome to Guru Talks.
Guru? What do they do, like levitate and chill on mountaintops?
Not exactly, but you are in the right place to find out everything you need to know, and it's actually quite simple. I am your host, Florian Boschi, and I will be going extra deep with Guru Bhaneswaranand each and every show. We are covering deep truths about relationships, success in business, world peace, and many other topics. Oh, and of course, enlightenment. Because our Guru, well, he is enlightened. Welcome to episode 20 of Guru Talks. Bhaneswaranand, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Today's topic is a continuation of last week's topic, what is a guru? We're doing the second part today. Let's jump right into it. Guru Bhaneswaranand, can you explain to us what is a guru mantra? And this is something that comes up a lot. It is something that has been coming up a lot in the workshop tour that you've been doing in the last month. From what I understand, there is a deep explanation to this. Please.
Guru mantra is a mantra given to a guru by his guru at the time of enlightenment, and same is given to the disciple of the guru whenever they want to chant to connect to his guru or to connect to source through the guru.
So every guru who helps students reach from darkness to light will give the student a guru mantra or his guru mantra.
Yes, every person who works with spirituality usually gives a guru mantra. Sometimes when a person does not have his own mantra, he initiates the people, the disciples from his guru's guru mantra. But yes, any time when spirituality takes place, there is always a guru mantra and guru gives it to their disciples.
Does a guru's guru mantra ever change during the lifetime of a guru?
Change is always there. It can change, but I think that is not a very big point. Depending upon what stage a person reaches, it can change also. But basically, this is a tools to connect someone to source through his guru.
So what is your guru mantra?
The mantra by which disciples connect to me is Om Brahma Swarupaya Bhaneswaraya Gurubhyo Namah, and the connection to source is possible through this mantra.
So when you were declared a guru by your, I think there is some kind of an initiation that goes with it, and when you were declared a guru by your guru, that's the mantra he gave you?
Yeah. Yes.
Ah, okay. So in your case, the mantra hasn't changed over the years.
In no cases it gets changed, but usually there are few words attached to it. One is a famous guru mantra which is being chanted by everybody, and then there is another guru mantra also which is being given to selected disciples when they reach to some heights.
I see, but both of these mantras were already known to you at the time when you became a guru. It is not that your mantra changes, it is just that the mantra that your students use to connect to source light through you changes as they progress. Is that correct?
You are right, yeah.
Okay. So is a guru mantra, I mean, it seems to me that guru mantra is a technology that every guru uses?
Yeah, you can say it is a technology. I do not call it technology. human behavior are the mixture of arts and science, and it's a mantra. It has got something to do with your heart, something to do with your mind, something to do with the space, something to do with consciousness, something to do with energy, and maybe it is not right to call it technology.
Yeah, I saw you smiling when I said the word technology. Can you explain this a little bit? Because it seems like a technology is an aspect of life that helps us reach from A to B, right? So it seems like Guru Mantra does that. Or why is it not correct? I would like to hear more about that.
Science and technologies has got a set of rules, of fixed rules, which humanity and the energy workers they don't have. For us, when the creation takes place, you see, every car you make, with the help of technology, every model will be same. But if you try to make a painting and try to repeat the same painting, it doesn't remain same. That is the difference between science and art. Now coming to human being when he takes birth from the same mother and same father also, two brothers are not the same. So it cannot be said, it cannot be explained technologically because it is the mixture of arts and science.
Okay, that makes sense. You know, a few podcasts ago, you were using the word inner engineering. Wouldn't that be the same? I mean, engineering is a very accurate process, very detailed, accurate process, yet you have been using this word, right? So
Yeah, for inner peace and to explain something, a very specific thing, you can use the term inner engineering. But basic thing is when you go to inside, it is not only engineering. Little science takes place, little engineering takes place, little technology takes place, and little arts takes place. Everything what universe has got, everything what creation has got, everything you experience inside, and not only technology.
So this is very interesting. So from what I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, is that Peter Schmidt from living 2 cities down the road from here. By the way, we're actually both in the same space again. We're both in Austria. Guru Bhaneswaranand is here in Austria today. So let's say there is some random guy who listens to this podcast and he is starting to chant the Guru Mantra that you just told everybody. Will it have a result for him without having met you, without having talked to you, without you being aware of him?
Words and vibrations has got their powers, and therefore anything you talk, anything you discuss, anything you say, anything you speak will definitely have some effect on you. And so the mantra also will have an effect on you. It may not have the effect you need. It may not have effect of initiation, but it will definitely have some effect on you.
So this effect that you're speaking about here, meaning the effect of somebody who is not connected to you through initiation or through other means, is it comparable with somebody telling themselves over and over again, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful?
You see, whatever you start thinking in your mind starts helping you to become that. And the moment you try and start doing something, desires come in between. So the moment you decide to do a work, there is every possibility that you will succeed in it. And all those who has not decided to do a work, every possibility exists that they will not succeed in what is to be done. Now, anyone who starts chanting any spiritual mantra has already decided to move into spirituality. This decision itself does 50% of the work, because from here there are only two chances whether you will succeed or not succeed. But from the place where you have not decided anything, there is only one chance that you will not succeed. For another 50% of the success, 50% of the things, you will start working, you will try to find things, you will try to work in the direction needed, and will succeed completely.
So could you say that this way a mantra works, could it be called an auto-suggestive power that it has? Where you kind of like convince your own mind of the validity of something? For example, if somebody believes, wow, Guru Bhaneswaranand is super powerful, if I just chant this mantra, then my life will get better, thereby suggesting to his own subconscious that his life will get better, and then the life gets better. Is that another way to say it?
You can say so. Anything you decide in your mind starts working to fulfill that. And therefore, it's true for everything, including mantra.
Okay. So the reason why I'm talking about this so much is because I want to kind of like peel out the difference between this and a connected Guru mantra. There is a difference, right? Once you connect somebody to a Guru mantra, it has become a very different dynamic, I would assume.
Yes, it does. You see, when energy is transferred to you, it does make a difference. You start changing. Your inner desires increases. The distracted energies which was flowing in all the directions concentrates in one direction, and you become unidirectional, and it starts helping you more.
So this is not even yet initiation, or is it? Or is it just a simple energy transfer with Guru mantra? The way, I don't know if it's simple, please forgive my words, but an energy transfer without initiation, as you have been doing, and as you will continue to do in the next couple of weeks during the Inner Peace workshop series. I think you help people, you're connecting people to Guru mantra, you're giving them an energy transfer. However, you're doing this without initiation. What is the difference between using Guru mantra just as is, without even knowing you, between using Guru mantra by being connected to it through an energy transfer, and by using Guru mantra as part of a full initiation? Those three steps, I would really like for you to explain to us the difference between the three.
You can have a feel by chanting Guru mantra, whether you want to go ahead or not. If your inner consciousness says yes, you can then take a small initiation, or what we are doing at the moment, let us say. And then if consciousness remains there, you can take the complete initiation. It is in scriptures, in spirituality, it is the procedure for disciples, for a person to decide something, whether he wants to go on the path or not, and it helps in decision making.
Just the bare chanting of the Guru mantra
Also.
Or are you talking about the chanting of the Guru mantra after it has been connected with the person through an energy transfer?
Through energy transfer, it helps a little more. When you chant, it helps you a little less. But yes, it starts helping you from the day one you start chanting, even if energy transfer has not taken place. But when you get connected internally by an energy transfer, the mantra gets connected to you, and the results and what you want to get out of it becomes a little more.
So when you speak about results, what can somebody who either is just chanting the Guru Mantra or has been connected to the Guru Mantra through an energy transfer, what can they expect in terms of results so that they can find out if this is for them or not? What would be a common effect of this for people? What do people report back to you, or what do you know them to experience?
It is different for different persons. Depending upon what they are thinking, they start experiencing some changes among themselves. As I have said you, it's a little artistic, and therefore a rule cannot be made that every person will experience the same thing. But yes, persons starts experiencing something, what they want, what they need, and a clear-cut directions it starts coming in their mind.
Okay, I see. So that makes sense that it is an art, because nobody will have the same effect and there is no way to foresee what it will be. Because in a technology, you would have, you follow step A to Z and you will get result A, B, C, or D, right? You will get a certain result from it. Is it possible that somebody chants Guru Mantra or even gets an energy transfer from you and has no tangible result? Is that also possible?
Tangible and intangible itself is vaguely defined. But yes, some people can say that it is intangible result and they have not felt anything, and it is possible that way also.
Okay, but from your answer, I'm guessing that you're saying even if it's intangible for them, even if they say I didn't have a result, from where you stand as a guru, there is always a result from an energy transfer and from chanting Guru Mantra.
Any act you do, anything you do, good or bad, anything you perform, any act of yours has got an impact in the universe. And so does the Guru Mantra. So does anything what you do, whatever you say, whatever your acts are, whatever you feel, everything has got an impact in the universe.
Sure. Let's talk about a very tangible example. Let's say I'm asking somebody to boil an egg for me because I'm hungry. And they're boiling the egg, but they are boiling a spoiled egg. So yes, the water gets hot, there is a tangible result in the universe, but there isn't any result for me because I'm still hungry. Versus they're boiling a fresh egg, I'll be able to eat. They give me they peel it for me, I can eat it, and I have a result. So if we're speaking in a very practical sense,
nothing is known to your life. When a person was doing the act of boiling egg, she wanted to feed you. Her intentions were good, but still she could not feed you because maybe egg was not there in your today's breakfast. Okay. Now, here the role of nature comes in. we think that every one of us think that situation is in my control. I can change it, and that is the biggest ego human being has got. I don't want to say that human being is not capable. We are very capable. But our capability is very limited. Universe is a very big thing, and there are several universes. Our universe is not the biggest one. Then in our universe, there are several solar families, several suns, and our sun is not the biggest one. Then in our sun, there are 9, 10 planets. Earth is definitely not the biggest one. On Earth, we are sitting in a continent that is also not the biggest one. And in that continent, we are sitting in a country, in a city, in a home, thinking that I can control the whole universe. Whereas the fact is, our capability or what we have in our hand is very limited. If anything hits us from the universe, the whole of earth may get destroyed in no moment. And then where is our capability? Our capability is very limited to something like suppose you want to do something, you want to do the farming. My capability is to take the seeds to the farm, grow it, put into earth, try to protect it from all the sides, and that's what we can do. But lot of natural calamities can happen and we cannot get that crop. So that is not in our hand. Let us do whatever is there in our hands and not worry about the results. Results will automatically come in. If you are access to some mantra, do it. And don't worry about the results. Results will automatically come in.
Okay. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but the fact is that except for you and maybe a few other people in the world, I mean, we all are in our egos, right? Which means the entire commerce system is based on getting or receiving something. You give something and you receive something, and if you don't get those tangible results, then next time you're not going to pay that money to receive that nothingness or that nothing that that lack of result which you were hoping to get, and now you're getting nothing. So, considering, for example, let's say there is somebody who's listening to your podcast and he's, living in Vienna, and next week you are going to be in Vienna at the workshop, and this person wants to kind of like find out, well, if I invest those, 80 euros or whatever to come to the workshop, or 100 or whatever it is, I want to make sure that I'm going to receive something for it. Or should I save that money and go, to another workshop about, maybe I should focus on the law of attraction, or maybe I should focus on, a business counseling workshop, or maybe I should invest my money into Guru Bhaneswaranand because he's going to give me that mantra, and from that mantra, something is going to get born that is, the best deal for my investment. And I understand you're saying this is ego and we shouldn't respect anything, but we all are still functioning under these premises. So I think I was just trying to get something that people can work with from you about what they can expect when they're receiving what you have to offer to them.
I understand today's world, and I understand you, that everything we want to talk is related to maybe money or tangible things. But on the spiritual path, the biggest achievement, my dear friend, is nothing. So, expect nothing. Come, sit with me, talk, exchange the views. Don't worry what you get, and don't worry what you do not get. Nothingness is more important than somethingness. More nano you go, more powerful things become. More tangible you want, less you receive. More intangible you want, you receive everything. If you get nothing, you get everything. And if you get everything, you get nothing. So, if something tangible you want, maybe it is not the right place for you. Maybe you will get little disappointed. If you really want nothing, come. If you want something in the materialistic world, something very tangible, maybe you can look somewhere else.
Understood. You know, but it's interesting because I know from experience now that you're really not dealing with money or anything. But you know, when you think about these events that you're doing, you know, if you know one of the listeners would now go to one of your event managers or to your event manager and tell them, well, if I get nothing, then you know I'll come, but I'll also give nothing. But you know, your event managers, they still will have to pay for your flight and for your, you know, hotels and all these things. And you know, it just seems a little bit, you know, out of this world what you're saying, right? So I don't know if you have something to say to that.
I am available free, and I am available for nothing. Anybody who want to take me can come, talk to me, and pay nothing. Now, yes, you are right. Organizers has to take out their expenses maybe. There are several things involved because of what we take things. I'll give you an example. You will laugh at me. This Kumbh in India, Kumbh, I explain what it is. Kumbh is the biggest spiritual and religious gathering today in the world, and lots of people comes in there. They exchange their views, they chit chat with each other, they talk, they preach, they do everything. And some of my disciples also wanted to go to Kumbh, and I said, okay, we will go, no worries, let us do it. And I decided that everything I give should be free, at least this time. And it was, unless some people came and they said, oh, what a pity condition you are living in. I was on the ground. It was very nice. Everything was fine.
Like you slept on the floor?
Yes, I slept on the floor. And I invited everybody to sleep on the floor. But no, they wanted a bed. The moment you start expecting some things which has to be created by our disciples or by somebody who is organizing it, money comes in. But I am totally available, free to anybody who want to take me and who want to get whatever I have. It is everything is available free.
So when you say who want to take you, what do you actually mean? Like kidnap you and put you in their house, or what? Like what do you mean?
I leave that on them, but yes, I mean, come sit with me. Whatever your questions are, you ask with them with me. We will try to understand spirituality together. I, without having who is right and who is wrong, who is good and who is bad, who is up and who is down, we will sit down and the thought patterns, the spirituality will start flowing regardless of all opposites. And that is what you need, and that is why you should come to me.
Okay. You know, I would like to speak a little bit more about another thing that you have been doing in the workshop series, and that's the Shaktipat, the energy transfer. And we've loosely spoken about that in the last few minutes, but I'm sure the listeners are more interested in actually understanding what it is, because it is a technology that it seems like all gurus are using, isn't it?
By and large, yes, but let us discuss here about what probably I do, not what everybody does, because as I said, it is the mixture of science and arts. Some people may have different methods. So, and saying that this method is right and that method is wrong is also not good. Everything has got a reason, has got a purpose, and that you may have to understand with them. But yes, Shaktipat is a process in which gurus transfers source energy in a disciple. And this energy acts like a seed in them. When it is transferred, maybe you do not feel much. You feel it, but it starts automatically growing every day in you. Like seed, when a farmer takes a seed and plants it, the seed becomes earth. It has lost itself. Be ready to lose yourself. Losing means going away from the ego. If you want to transform yourself, if we want to transform ourselves, we must be ready to change. We must be ready to remove our ego. And if we are able to do it, Shaktipat helps you a lot. Shaktipat changes the lives. Shaktipat changes the patterns of thinking what we have. Shaktipat changes a person from aggressive person to a peaceful person. It has got immense things, and those things you can experience with the help of Shaktipat. Their Shaktipat has got nothing. You don't need any tools to do it. You don't need, for all other rituals, you need some tools, and there is cost involved always. But Shaktipat is a process in which Guru transfers energy directly to you and nothing is involved. And it changes you completely.
Is there a certain time frame attached to this transformation? Is there any work that needs to be done by the student after the student receives the Shaktipat? Can nothing concrete be said because it is an art? What do you say?
Yes, I still say that nothing concrete can be said, but yes, you start changing, and then you have to do plenty of work depending upon what you want to become in your life, what level you want to attain. Your work starts from that particular day. And you see, it's all your inner self. Somebody can help you from outside, but changes you have to make in yourself. You have to grow in yourself. You have to uh, analyze universe, source, God in yourself, and you have to become the source light in yourself.
I see. So if somebody were to want to become a guru, it seems like this is quite a process. Are there certain distinct stages of attainment on this path? Are there certain, waypoints where you say, well, now you have reached this, now you have reached this, now you have reached this? Are there? And if yes, what are they?
Yes, there are things which you start experiencing in you as you progress. There are few emotions which disturbs us in everyday life, like anger, hatred, fear, shame, etc. And as you progress in your spiritual path, you start experiencing that they are reducing in you. You start loving the universe more. Your love starts changing. For normal person, love is something which binds. If you get a pet, let us say you get a parrot, you will immediately start loving it. And what you will do with your love, you are very rich, plenty of money you have, and you want to buy a golden case to this parrot. You will buy it. It will be in the golden case. You will become very happy. Oh, my parrot, I have put it into a golden case. But, dear friends, cage is a case. Whether it is made from bamboos, iron, or from the gold. Your love in the spirituality becomes a love that you find a parrot and make it fly. You will experience this change that need to bind will be no longer with you. All these changes starts happening in you. Love changes. The definition of love changes. It becomes universal love. It becomes freeing love from the binding love. It becomes the state of being from the state of doing. Earlier it was you were doing love to somebody. Now you have love. So these changes a person starts experiencing.
Then once a person has reached this, they are now a guru?
They are guru or not, it's another thing. In Tantra there is a certain processes involved. And I was explaining you that this will start happening in you. And when uh, uh, completeness stage come, then Guru provides a Purnatva Diksha, or it is also called Purna Abhishek. And after Purna Abhishek also, it is not that you becomes Guru, you becomes complete. And then among these complete people, Guru decides one or two persons and does a process called Gurutva Abhishek. And after Gurutva Abhishek is done, you are usually Guru, and then you can teach others.
So, it's very interesting because I was, witnessing something that happened yesterday where, one of your disciples reached actually enlightenment, attained this state, which is, an incredible thing because most of us, and I'm sure most listeners, have never seen something like this, nor experienced something like this. And one thing, I think it's the 8th person that you have helped to achieve enlightenment in this life. And I do hope I will get an interview with her, and that I'll be able to do a podcast episode with her. She doesn't speak English, but I guess we'll do that podcast episode if she agrees to do it with me. I will do it in German with her. But what I wanted to ask you, she was basically saying, and I was witnessing that, she was basically saying that in this process of becoming enlightened, that she was becoming the same as you. So my question here is, does every student eventually become his or her guru?
For her processes and how she feels, as you have rightly said, you can talk to her. But you see, what is Guru first we have to understand? Is he one? It's not the body, it is the consciousness. And that consciousness is nothing but source. Guru is one who has the consciousness of source in him. He does not exist. Only source exists. So anyone who gets united with the energy of Guru gets automatically united with source. And that is what, of course, enlightenment is. So it is a stage when source, your mantra, your deity, your Guru, your every tools becomes one. It is a stage where duality does not exist. Disciple and Guru does not exist. They become one. I and God does not exist. They become one. Source and energies does not exist. They become one. And this unification process is called enlightenment. It's unique, and as you said, you have witnessed it. You can maybe, if you want to know more how she feels, you will have to talk to her rather than talking to me.
Okay, so I assume this, becoming source is an inner process, meaning as you are Guru and you represent source, and then she became more and more source until her and you are or that's at least the way she experienced it, are kind of like the same. I assume that doesn't reflect the outside, or does it? What I mean is that if a student of yours start wearing the same robes you wear, shaving the same way you do, starting to speak in the same way you do, starting to eat the same things you do, starting to cut their hair in the same way you do, would this lead to an increased or fastened process towards this state?
I think all those things what you have discussed has got nothing to do with the energy, has got nothing to do with the spirituality, has got nothing to do with enlightenment. What I wear, what I eat has really got nothing to do with the spiritual journey.
So I thought.
Spiritual journey is within, and the changes what you experience are not the changes outside. That whether I cut my nail today or not, should I cut in 15 days or 20? These things does not matter. Your inner journey only matters. Yes, there had been cases like this that somebody will start wearing the clothes like I wear, or get fascinated by something what I am doing, it starts doing that. But it's a copying. Inner changes are not there. For inner changes, how you are there outside does not matter at all. It is only inner things, inner energy that becomes one. My face and her face, my nose, her nose, my throat, her throat will still be different because they are the body conditions. What I wear and what she will wear will definitely be different. How her skin will be and how my skin will be, that will also be different. What will be same is the consciousness. She has attained the same consciousness what I have, and she has attained the source light what I was trying to provide to her, or what I was guiding her to get, and that she has got. Not that she will be start wearing clothes like me tomorrow, or she will start growing or shaving like me, or become bald like me. All these characteristics you will not find in her from tomorrow onwards. So maybe you get disappointed. In discussions, when I was doing with her, if you have witnessed that you have become you got unified with the source and with Guru, but that unification is with the consciousness of the Guru, not this body. This body is not mine. The clothes what I wear are also not mine. They are there because body maybe needs it, and otherwise this everything what you see does not exist. What I am, what a Guru is only the consciousness, and that consciousness level, when you identify yourself as consciousness in you and me is the same. Fire in you and me may be different, air in you and me may be different. Consciousness and in you and me is same, and she has identified this, and I congratulate her, and that consciousness has become one.
I thought so that something like this would be your answer. But, I wanted to ask anyway, because it seems like there is a big misconception, because you see in many religions, in many cults, that people try to dress the same. They wear the same head covers. They wear the same turbans. They wear the same kind of beards, etc., etc. They eat the same foods, or they restrict the same foods. So it seems like this is all one big misconception, and it's really about an inner mimicking rather than an outer mimicking.
You are right. It is nothing but misconception. And why that exists, I don't know. But there could be, everything is for a purpose, for a reason. So all those who are doing, maybe you can ask them. They will tell you the purpose, the reason. But inner change has got nothing to do with the outside world, that you wear the same turban or you wear the same clothes, you start keeping the same types of the beards. All that is not necessary. The necessity is that you become same consciousness.
So it is known in spirituality that the love between a disciple and a guru is unparalleled in this universe. It is the highest love that is possible. I wanted to ask you, I guess it's two questions in one. First of all, why is this? Why is this? How does this work? And second, does this have something to do with this inner mimicking or coming closer of consciousness?
Number one, you have to understand love. The love, what you understand, is not the love between guru and disciple. Love is a binding thing in the world, and that binding thing does not exist between guru and disciple. It is unification, not binding. Guru never says that you bind to me. He never says you serve me. He never says you be like me. He never says you be as I am. He doesn't say any of these things. He says, be the consciousness I am. And my dear child, my dear friend, don't be the consciousness I am. You are already the same consciousness I am. Just identify yourself. The moment you are able to identify yourself, you are unified with the source. You are unified with the Guru. You are unified with the highest energy. And that highest energy is not the atomic power. It is not the nuclear power. That highest energy is nothing.
Considering that guru is pure consciousness, right? So I have known you now for a few years, and I know you have certain, tastes in life. You have certain traits in life. There are certain things you like more, certain things you like less. Does a guru have a personality? And how does this play together with pure consciousness? Is this separate? Does this flow together? How would somebody explain that? That, somebody who is pure consciousness still has little personality traits inside of them that can be watched or observed.
The human being, as long as they have got their human body, has good and bad. This body does not belong to me, but still it is with me. So the judgment comes in, and you judge a person, a good person or a bad person. Judgment also comes in what you are thinking in your inner self. When you fall in love with somebody, you see only good. And when you want to separate with somebody, love becomes hate and you see only bad things. I can probably give you an example. There was a guru called Acharya Drona. He taught several disciples together. And on the final day, he chose his 2 disciples and said, go to the city, find one good person and bring it to me, he said to one of his person. And to the other he said, go in this city, find a bad person and bring it to me. They went to a city called Hastinapur in those days, which is a Meerut in India today, roamed for 24 hours and came back empty. Guru asked them, Yudhishthir, what happened? Where is the person you were supposed to bring it to me? And this disciple says, Acharyavar, I couldn't find a person in this city who was bad, who is bad. I searched and searched, but I am sorry to say you, not even one person in this city is bad. I am sorry to disappoint you, Guruji, but I couldn't find one. Please excuse me. He said, okay, sit down. And after some time, the second person appears. He says, where is your person? Where is the good person you wanted to bring? What are you talking, Guruji? Everyone is evil. They are fighting among themselves. Today morning itself, I saw people worshipping and quarreling, tears coming out of the eyes. No one is good here. Oh Guruji, no one is good here. This city, even one person is not good, Guruji. I have gone in every street, every house I searched, every ministers I have seen and met, every government officials I have gone and met, every homemakers I have gone and met, every carpenter I have gone and met, every student I have gone and met. You will not believe me. I have done immense work in finding a good person, but all of them are evil, and goodness does not exist in this city. Then now Guru called both of them and says, you see, this is the same city, same place, both of you have gone. One finds nothing bad, one finds nothing good, because it is your inner self which gets reflected in the people. Good and bad does not exist outside of you. They exist within you, and reflection you see outside. And that was the biggest teaching Acharya has taught them. Here again, I want to come back to the point. What Guru is, please do not expect me to be very good. Please also do not expect me to be bad. I am the mixture of good and bad. Analyze by your inner consciousness what you need from me, what you need from this Guru. And if those inner consciousness are matching, then start your journey. I am not perfect. I have never claimed myself to be perfect. But I would like to tell you a very interesting story. I'm from India, as all of you may be knowing already. And I was in the process of my learning and had an illusion that few of the incarnations were perfect. I have read about Ram as a perfect man. And whenever I try to study the biography of Ram, I still find some shortcomings in that biography because of the stupid mind I had. It will always try to take me in the direction what he did not have rather than in the direction what I have. I spoke to several people, several learned people. They were all upset with me, but never answered me rightly. But when wisdom started slowly coming, I realized the meaning what scripture has said about the Ram is not perfect. He is called Purushottam. That means perfect among the human being, the most perfect among the human being. He has also got the shortcomings. I have got lot of shortcomings in me. I'm not perfect, but yes, I have got consciousness, and that consciousness, if you want, that consciousness you are searching, the guidance you need to find yourself as consciousness, you are at the right place. We can work together. I can guide you on the path of identifying yourself as consciousness, and otherwise both these qualities of good and bad are in me. If you want to judge that, it's up to you.
Okay. But you know, having a personality does not necessarily have anything to do with good and bad. It's just having certain traits, I would think, that a person displays as they're living their life, as they're living their day, the way they speak, the way they act, the way they kind of like show themselves to the world. So I guess my question was, pure consciousness doesn't mean that a person is personality free, does it?
No. As long as you are not body free, you are not personality free also. But I am not this personality. I do not exist.
I see.
You have to understand you have to understand between the lines. You have to understand what I want to say. Actually, what I want to say is beyond words. And I'm trying to explain you to the nearest possible point. It is unexplainable. It can only be experienced, not talked about. But yes, your question, if you want to answer, that having the consciousness, am I personality free? No. I have got certain traits. You may not and are not required to have the same traits. I have got certain clothes. You don't need the same clothes. What is needed is that I have got certain consciousness. You have the same consciousness. Identify yourself and become one with the source. That's it. That is what is needed.
I see. Because I think usually for normal people, personality is not something they necessarily choose. It's something, that just happens to them through their conditioning, through their emotional makeup, through, their culture, etc., etc., etc. But you're almost speaking about this as if you could change your personality, like you could change a set of clothes. Is it for an enlightened person that their personality is somewhat of a interface that they use to communicate with the world, and when they feel that interface should change, they would just switch into a different personality? Is that or is it not like that?
No, I don't think it is like that. Uh, Depending upon the circumstances where the guidance is guided to, maybe certain words, certain things changes as per the requirements, but whatever personality he has got, whatever personality you have got, has got nothing to do with the consciousness. I'm again and again and again and again saying that what we are discussing, what we are interested in, where we are trying to draw our attention to, is only consciousness.
I see. So somebody could have what is in the eyes of the public a flawed personality and still reach completion in the sense of spirituality.
It is possible. It has happened so several times. Rather, when you are about to reach enlightenment, people start thinking that you are crazy. Because, you see, what is the craziness? Society has got a way of living. How to eat, how to do this, how to do this, how to do that. And when you become free of these things, they don't like you. So, it may happen in the case when you are attaining the consciousness, when you are identifying yourself, that you become little careless. You become little, I should not say careless, rather carefree. You become free basically. And that freeness may be liked by few and may not be liked by few. But spirituality teaches us to be in the moment, accept the situation as it is, accept the person as he is, she is, and remain in bliss. This bliss is nothing but consciousness.
Very good. Last question. You know, all these things that you're telling us, so many things about what guruship means, what being a guru means, does it explain this somewhere in the scriptures? Can people find this information somewhere in ancient scriptures or newer scriptures? Is this written down? Is this even relevant, or would this be misleading?
I think yes, everywhere it could be written, every book it could be written. It depends upon how we understand. We get interested and involved with the stories of the books and not be able to reach where we are supposed to reach. And there is a saying in the scripture that they have been created so that the most intelligent people get involved with it, get confused with it, and never be able to reach the consciousness. It's not about reading, it's not about becoming intelligent, it is not about any outer things, it is about knowing yourself. Go deep inside you, know yourself, know that you are the consciousness. Everything ends there, everything becomes nothing there, and nothing becomes everything there. And I, from the higher level of consciousness of source, pray that you be able to reach there.
I need to ask more here. I know I told last question, but so you're saying that scriptures are purposely constructed to mislead people?
Not mislead, we get misled. You see, there are a lot of examples comes in, lot of things comes in. What are these scriptures? They are stories. Stories are not the truth. They are always relative truth. And you are in search of truth, not the relative truth, which you don't find there, you find only it in yourself.
Okay. I guess there's a difference between people who search for real truth and people who search for relative truth, because there is a big, a huge community of people who are very keen on scriptures. What's your advice for them?
Read them. Read between the lines, understand it, and go in your inner self. If you are in search inner self. And if you want to get the information, what happened so and so year, so and so this, so and so that, then yes, you have to read the scriptures, you have to read many other things, and it definitely gives you the wisdom. And you may use that wisdom for starting your inner journey.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. We will see you again next week. It was a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Guru Talks. Share this episode with anyone who wants to be enlightened by Guru Bhaneswaranand, and don't forget to click subscribe.